Hey there, everybody. P. Pardo here from Comic Book Users. Welcome to another episode of the show. It's Favorite Covers Day once again, and alongside me is my co-host extraordinaire.
Greetings, comic book lovers and comic book fans. I'm Wild Bill, the Unknown Comic. You'll have to forgive me, I'm a little slow. It takes me an hour to cook minute rice. So, yeah. We're going to do favorite covers of Astonishing Tales.
That's right.
We've done Astonishing Tales before. But, I was checking my notes, and we never actually did a favorite covers episode.
Yeah, we just did kind of like an overview. And again, Astonishing Tales, another one of those series that Marvel had where they would use it as a springboard to jump around and say, "Oh, let's try this character or these two characters for a couple issues, see if they draw enough interest to start their own series." Blah blah blah. And
it started 1970 or 71? I believe it was 71.
Yeah, I think so.
Kirby was doing the covers in the beginning for some of these books.
Yeah, they had split covers because, of course, it started off with Kazar and Dr. Doom, and my first cover to show is issue number 2. So, generally speaking, you would have two different artists do each
kind of like Tales to Astonish, right?
Yep. And
Tales of Suspense, yep. Right? You got two stories in one.
Absolutely. So here they were trying to push both Kazar and Dr. Doom and see if is this going to draw enough interest to launch them both into their own books. And as we saw, worked for one for a bit, not so much the other. I think Dr. Doom is just
he doesn't really need his own book.
No, he doesn't. He shows up everywhere often enough anyway.
He's the greatest supporting characters, supporting cast,
greatest villain of all time. But yeah, this is a great cover. Again, we talked about it before. Anytime you bring Kraven the Hunter into the scene, it's always good. And then you've got Dr. Doom battling this mummy. It's like, hey,
definitely
mummies are cool. Yeah, absolutely.
I have issue number 3.
Yeah,
we were talking. I'm not sure if this is a Kirby cover or Gil Kane.
I don't know. Like I said, the top kind of.
I think Kirby did some of the art on the inside on this. I know his name was with this title for a little bit. I think it was on the inside.
So we got Barry Smith doing the Kazar story.
Jerry Conway
writing. Yeah, Sam Granger ink. Yeah, Barry Smith.
That's for Kazar. And then when you get to Doom, it's a totally different artist.
Yeah.
So you have two different teams working on these books.
Absolutely. So we got Wally Wood doing the Dr. Doom. Ooh.
Larry Lieber
writing the Wally Wood artist. Wow, Wally Wood, that's interesting. I don't have that one. So,
but good artwork.
Yeah,
I like that.
You know what? Go a couple pages and show just what how he depicts Dr. Doom. I'm just curious because Wally Wood was the guy who did the old Submariner way back in the day.
Let's see a better example. Oh, here's a nice close-up of Doom's face.
Interesting.
But definitely... Oh, here you go.
Yeah. A little different from how we were used to seeing him. Yeah, not much from Kirby, right? Not much. But fairly
similar?
Yeah.
I like this...
Especially the face.
I like this blast pose where he's... The power of Doom.
Yep.
Just sending the enemies flying back.
Yep.
But here's a nice close-up of his face.
Yeah.
In red.
Is he really trying to to do similar to how Kirby did all those years in Fantastic Four?
But the interesting title, nonetheless. Oh, here you go. Hands overhead.
Yep.
Raising his fist triumphantly.
That's right. Typical Dr. Doom pose.
Yeah. So, Astonishing Tales had only Doom and Kazar for a portion of the series.
Yeah. So
issue 6.
Keep going before we dive into the Kazar. Yeah, it's great. So obviously this wrong side. This looks like a Kirby, or maybe it could have been Wally Wood. I don't know. But now all of a sudden you got the Black Panther thrown into the mix there, and then obviously a different.
But it's interesting how it's a 2-part story, and then eventually Doom drops off,
and
it just becomes Kazar.
Yep.
So let's get to the Doom part and see who the artist is. We've got Larry
Tuska.
George and Larry Lieber. Larry Lieber's the writer.
George Tuska. Yeah, Mike Esposito.
Tuska.
Yeah. I mean,
There you
Tuska, and obviously we see the last page of the Khazar, and that's still Barry Windsor Smith right there.
Oh yeah, you can tell by that face right up here.
Yeah.
We're crossing my fingers.
Yeah.
See this finger moving? Look over next panel.
I mean, for those of you familiar with his work on Conan, I mean, it's right along those lines.
Yeah.
I completely forgot that Barry Smith did the Khazar
I needed this
stuff.
book for a long time, and it's kind of pricey because it was the first appearance of this character.
Whatever his name is.
Somebody, it's the first appearance, so they want more money for this book. But I got lucky. I got it.
I tell you, look at it really quick, and I almost thought it was Damien, son of Satan. That's what Damien Hellstrom. But,
with the red cape?
With the red cape, yeah, and the no shirt, and the blonde hair, and the stallion. I'm like, oh.
If you had a few drinks from me, I would have thought it was Valkyrie.
So as we know, Khazar took over the entire series there for a little bit, and here is issue number 12, battling him and the Saber-Tooth Tiger. What was the Saber-Tooth Tiger?
It's interesting you hold number 12. That was the last book I needed to finish the run.
Oh, okay.
And we were at one of those Jersey cons, the East Coast, I think it's called.
Yeah.
And I saw this book for $1, and it wasn't beat up. It was like a 1 out of scale. So I put it back because I thought I already had it in my pile, and I had a different one.
Oops.
Number 8 I had in my pile, and then when I got home again, so I passed on it, and then for some reason this book went up. Like, I don't know why. Like, it was hard to find, but I think I finally got it at Zap.
Well, you know why it went up. Because it's the first color appearance in almost the entire of Man-Thing. Man-Thing is in it. So Man-Thing originally appeared in a black and white horror magazine in Marvel, and then this was his first appearance ever in the inside.
Really?
Yeah, and then they also reprint the black and white stuff in here as well.
So
that's why.
This
was his first cover appearance. Yeah.
This one I had in my collection since I was a teen.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if I got this from my friend Joe, or I had this in my collection, but it was. I might have got it. I don't know if I either got this from Joe or from Tony. I don't remember. Yeah, it might have been from Tony because Joe used to. But look at the inside, man.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yep.
But Khazar was like a Tarzan character, you know?
Yep.
But he was interesting. I liked him.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of cool is when they did the Khazar stories from back in his native land, right? You had all the dinosaurs and creatures and stuff.
The land that time forgot.
Yeah.
The Forgotten Land, right? Is that what it was called?
What's the cat's name? Sabu?
Yeah, what is Z?
You're right. Okay.
Zabu.
Zabu, yeah, that's right. So that was also my pick, too, as well. So.
I also picked this one up at a flea market later on when I started collecting again. Wow, man, next month's going to be 6 years ago I started collecting again.
Wow, yeah.
I went from 1,150 comics to almost 3,100 comics. My collection has tripled. And it was funny how you and Kirk were talking about room and space in the previous episode that you guys taped with his new acquisitions. Yeah, space is an issue.
Yeah.
So this is issue number 17. But
great cover.
I like this guy.
Yeah,
this is
Gemini. He's popped up around before.
Definitely.
Did they fight Iron Man? I think Gemini did fight Iron Man.
I don't know.
I think he was in Avengers. He fought the Avengers.
I don't remember him in my Iron Man collection.
No, that got me thinking about
there was another guy,
Avengers.
3D Man, who's red and white. He showed up against Thor. So
keep going because we're going.
Yeah. Okay. So Pete forgot to bring these, but I didn't pull these until Pete got here. Like, I usually give Pete ideas for the show, like what we should do, topics, and then we'll pull the books.
Yeah.
And I work late, so I didn't pull these till just now. And this one I got from my friend Joe when I was a teenager, and the Colossus. So we leave Khazar behind.
That's right.
In issue 20, and we move on to the Colossus, and I like monsters, and I thought
that might be the best cover out of all these, to be honest. That's just so
and then I picked this one up, I think, at a flea market when I started collecting. The rest, that was the first one I just showed. This and that Khazar 13. You got that 13? Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. 13 and 21 were the only two Astonishing Tales in my collection when I was a teenager. So then, when I started collecting again, I got my hands on this one. And then I found this one. I think I got this one from our buddy Eric. We used to go to the flea market. And then I picked
Kirby cover here, Fin Fang Foom.
Yeah, definitely cool.
Yeah.
And that was it. No more it. That was it for the Living Colossus. Then we switch over to issue 25.
For a character called Deathlock the Demolisher. Half man, half cyborg.
Rich Buckler cover, but we have the first appearance of George Perez on the inside. Doing some kind of puzzle page. Not really character art.
I like Deathlock. Very different character at the time. Now, since then we've seen like a million other characters. Kind of like
the first
DC
Terminator.
Cyborg. Yeah, the first Terminator,
Human, but or first RoboCop.
Yep.
Basically.
Cyborg in DC is a total ripoff of Deathlock, in my opinion, except a little more human, I think. Here we've got issue number 27, where he fights the Warwolf.
Not the Man-Wolf.
Not the Man-Wolf. This is the first one I ever bought. And this is the original issue that I bought off the rack. Rich Buckler, issue number 28. I remember seeing this in the stationery store. I was like, "Ooh, Deathlock Demolisher!"
That's definitely cool. He was a great character.
I totally agree.
And he always argued with the computer part of himself, manual override.
Yep.
The computer would always be correct, but he would the human intellect would take over the computer decisions. He would override the computer most of the time. But I liked his laser sights, the computer part would scan and give range finders and.
Yep.
Is that the Stranger?
No.
Who is that?
Isn't that Thunderbolt Ross? Wasn't he the? I don't remember.
He's got the same.
Or is it a guy? I haven't read these in so long.
I
mean that's got to be him, right? That's got to be Ross.
That's Ross.
Yeah, that's these. This is
but the mustache made me think, and the blue face made me think of the Stranger. If he had a pale face and an Air Force uniform, I could see. I would have thought it was General Ross, but
not to be confused with the Watcher, right?
No, not at all.
Number 35.
That one I also was in my collection. That was the third one. I believe I got that from Joe as well. So I had 3 of them in my collection, and now I have all 36. The run went 36 issues.
Yeah, the total is and I think how Deathlock was a part of 11 of them, right? And then he went off into his own comic.
Yeah, he started.
But not immediately, right? Didn't they wait like a year before they launched the Deathlock comic, his own issue? I don't remember.
I don't know, but they definitely did some in the 80s, the late 80s, like 87. I have a couple of those.
This is one of my favorite covers in the whole Deathlock run. To me, this is like an homage to the classic Steranko Shield, Nick Fury Shield.
Did you hold up 31 already?
Did I?
I didn't pull it because you said you pulled it. Yeah, show that again. Yeah, I think that is my favorite Deathlock cover.
Yeah, it's really
from
good.
The whole run. That just is phenomenal. And I think I got that copy from you. You sold me a couple of those a couple of years ago.
Oh yeah, I bought a double.
Yeah, surprising.
Surprise. But Deathlock, very cool. Pretty violent issues. I think this is before the Punisher got his own book, and he was kind of like a futuristic kind of sort of.
He definitely could have been the blueprint for the Punisher in some ways, right?
Yeah.
Minus the computer aspect, right?
Yeah, I mean,
because the Punisher's pure human.
Pure human, but because the Punisher appeared first, but he didn't get his own book till many years later
in the 80s.
Yeah, so and then by then Deathlock was already pretty
swept under the rug.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for Astonishing Tales, but I have one little astonishing tidbit for you guys, which would be my next comic book geezers Tales of Shara. We have Bozo Goes Berserk.
Jerk in the box.
And did you notice anything about this? Comic books are loaded with spelling errors, kids.
Yep.
Why do we got to freeze there?
There you go.
Camera's freezing on us. Comics are loaded with spelling errors, and Berserk is spelled wrong. It's B-E-R.
That's right.
Z-E-R.
Berserk, yeah.
And I didn't think of it until after I finished it, but I should have wrote acid cream pie. But this is my first time ever drawing a clown. I went with it, but I wanted to give him a little bit more evil, sinister face, but I just couldn't put it together. So I just went more on the childish art style, not trying to be like Barry Windsor Smith or anybody or Bernie Wrightson. So I went with the kiddie style. But
how many Tales of Shara do we have now? Is this the fourth one? Third one?
No, I got at least a half a dozen.
Oh, you got that many? Okay,
yeah, between 6 and 10.
Jerk in the
box was you like that?
Yeah.
That was the last tidbit.
Yeah.
Because I thought, I had the room down here, and I thought of Jack in the Box, And I was like, well, Jerk in the Box would be even better.
That's right.
Because he's Bozo Goes Berserk, So there you have it. Maybe the axe is a little small, but,
All right.
I was winging it,
And a special no prize to everybody watching. So if you could tell us in the comments below what Shar means.
There you go. I got a disapproval code.
That's right. Got to have the disapproval
The
code.
frowny face.
That's right.
So issue 35, we're still at 2 cents. My favorite part is Jerk in the Box.
Yeah.
So it's a nice little touch. I thought that was a nice little finishing touch to this little cartoon here.
Yep. Yep.
But after drawing, I thought acid cream pie would have been better, So it's kind of like the cream pie is not so bad. You'd rather have the pie instead of the axe.
Yeah.
But if Bozo really went berserk, he'd probably have acid cream pie.
Sure
for
would. something bad in that pie, right?
Yeah. So Bozo Goes Berserk, Tales of Shar.
Number 35. Cool. Nice.
Maybe the viewers can tell us how many Tales of Shar issues there are.
That's right.
Out of 35.
Go back and collect them all.
Yes. You gotta go back and watch all the episodes.
That's right.
That's right. Use the playlist. Utilize the playlist.
Please do. Please do. They're all
I know your fingers are broken and it's hard to reach over there and click, but try it. Try it. I recommend it.
Yes.
As always, guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for your support, your subscriptions, your comments. Please click the notification bell so you can be kept in the loop every time we have a video. This way you know what's going on. You'll be kept up to date. And as always, click the like button and share this video with your friends. And as always, thanks for being here, and we'll have more stuff coming at you in the future.
That's right. Lots more. So stay tuned for that and more here on Comic Book Geezers. For Wild Bill, I am Pete. We'll see you next time. Don't go anywhere.
Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.